Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Recovery 101, brought to you by Promise Resource Network. Let's see, the Disneyland of services in Charlotte. Want to tell you before we get started about our warm line. It is awesome. All right, our warm line is free and confidential. It's 24/7. So if you've got a problem on Sunday afternoon with your mama, call us. If it's 3 o'clock on Wednesday morning and this is kicking, call us. We're here. We're here to hear, to listen, to give resources, and to give support. So, if you want to call the warm line anytime, the number is 833-390-7720. We have peer sports specialists ready to help. All right, 833-390-7720. All right, so today what we're going to talk about are the 7 tips for staying positive in recovery. Woo! I love positivity. I love recovery, whatever it looks like. So, being positive is such a critical part of my recovery. It helps me flip things. All right, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But when we can flip things, it can help us do what we need to be well. Right? When I've got all of that, all of those festivities in my head, I want to be able to do something that helps me feel better. And flipping it, I'm going to quote my friend Erica. Flip it. Flip it. Flip that negative thought into something else. We could do that. It takes practice, but we could do it. All right, so getting in recovery is a tremendous accomplishment. It takes time and effort and sometimes a fair amount of pain and struggle. Hallelujah to that. But over time, the struggle fades and the day-to-day living becomes routine once again. We gain enough trust from our family to go back to functioning in a normal way. To regain some respect at work. Life goes on. It does in recovery. And it's so much better than what I experienced back in the day. And I get an amen. No. Okay. All right, I've got Rodney Allen and Alex here. So, we are on the roll this morning talking about recovery. Being positive in recovery. It says being happy, truly happy in your recovery may help you stay sober. And mentally well. That's what I mean. Makes sense because if being in recovery doesn't make you happy, then we're fighting against ourselves from the get-go. I want to be able to be happy. And if I'm not happy in my recovery, that's not going to work. I got to be able to do those things that I do. So one way we can begin to be more positive is with relationships, intimacy, and commitment. Being connected to other people is critical. Studies show that people who rate themselves as very happy have close ties with other people. And it's not the quantity, it's the quality of that relationship. Right? It's the ability to connect with other people and let them help us to be better. Using our connection, our attachment, our being surrounded by those people who feed us is critical. In my mind, it's one of the most critical things to be in life. I love to go out to coffee with my friends. To do those things that when I'm in recovery, I share myself with other people. And I love that. I love that because I don't have to be alone today. I don't have to be alone. And that makes all the difference in the world. My friends, my family, my peers, my coworkers, the people in my life that feed me, I want to be around. I want that's where I want to be with my friends, with my family, where I am content and again connected. Right? Does anybody have anything to share about being connected to other people? Has it helped? Has it harmed?
I know for me personally, whether you have people around you or you don't have people around you, for me personally, it creates a really big difference mentally
Yes.
because, like, I moved to Charlotte 3 or 4 weeks ago now, and I have two people that have still been connected with me since high school.
Nice.
But one's been 12-hour shifts the past 7 days for the past 2 weeks, and one currently has COVID. So they can't, the one who's working doesn't have time. And other than that, I've tried the whole online meeting people through Facebook dating, meeting people through applications and stuff like that. And, as somebody who doesn't have income, that impacts it too, because then you're trying to meet new people and they're like, well, you can come to open mic. It's $5 to get in. And you have to sit there and be like, I can't do it because I don't have income right now.
Yeah.
And, I feel like the more people you surround yourself with, depending on who you are as a person,
Yeah.
decides whether you're sound mentally or not. Because I know with me, it's been really hard because until I came here, it was a lot of me sitting in my room, watching movies, listening to music, and that was it every day, all day. And so, finally having the chance to get out and interact with people and be around people has tremendously made my mental health so much better than sitting in my room all day doing the same thing every day, not leaving my room unless I have to use a bathroom. So I think that the more people you surround yourself with, the more interaction you have, the better you're going to be as a happy individual.
Yes, I agree. I agree with everything you said, but you had a lot of really good points. There's a difference between isolation and solitude. Right?
Yeah.
Solitude is when I am with myself and it's going well. Isolation for me is when I'm with myself, all by myself, and it's kicking. I'm choosing to be by myself in a not so productive way. Right? And it's, you know what, when our friends ask us out, it is hard if we don't have finances. So we look for free stuff, creative loafing at the loafers. We're going to talk about meetups in a little bit. But there are some things we can do for free. And sometimes, even going to the park with a friend is so cool. Things that we can do that don't cost us anything or cost us very little can help us connect with other people. It is so much fun just to be with those people that feed my heart. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So the next thing is caring, kindness, giving, and service. Making time to give back. It might be the recovery community through service to a recovery group or in other ways, but make it a priority to do things for others with no particular reward in mind. I love that because when we give someone something, our reward comes later if we don't talk about it. I truly believe that. If I buy somebody lunch and I come back and I tell everybody, I bought somebody lunch, that's my reward. That, oh, aren't you wonderful? But if I keep it to myself, I truly believe my reward comes later and much bigger than what I give. And when we give a gift, we don't get to choose what somebody does with it. If I give somebody money, I don't get to choose what they do with it. Right? That's my gift to them, and then it becomes theirs to do with what they like. And sometimes people do stuff with my stuff that I've given away that I don't really appreciate. But that's not my business. That's not my business. Everyone who receives gets to choose what they do with it. But I love service. Service to others. There you go. Service to others. And when we are giving, kind and caring, it goes along. It goes along. Volunteering is a great way to connect with others and give back to our community. I love volunteering. If you don't feel comfortable going to a child care facility, that just ain't your thing, that's all right. Figure out what you love. Figure out what it is you like to do and do that for free. It goes a long way. Volunteering goes a long way.
That's good to see you too,
When we give back, we get back to I believe.
Yeah.
And if you don't like working with kids, what do you like? Is it animals? Right? If you think animals more than people, go to the Humane Society. Go to your local shelter. Do that. Whatever it is you like to do, go do it for free. It goes a long way. It makes a lot of sense. Anybody ever volunteer here? Yes, sir.
I have. I volunteered full time, basically, when I was down at the coast working for the Humane Society, which I was volunteering as a kennel assistant, which was also a full time position that I could have taken, but I decided that I wanted to just volunteer. And then also here in Charlotte, when I was 18 years old, I volunteered at a YMCA coaching soccer for, so yeah, it was a lot of fun.
16-year-olds?
Yeah.
I bet that was like herding cats.
It actually wasn't that bad. They were very good listeners. They were very good listeners for their age.
That's awesome. And when you give back, what did that make you feel?
It made me feel proud of myself, first of all, and it made me feel really good because I knew that I was helping especially kids, helping kids do something that at the time they had a lot of energy into and a lot of wanting to do this.
Yes.
And just doing that every day and seeing the smiles on their faces and how happy they were kicking the ball. And even with the Humane Society, you know, when I was volunteering with them, we'd have these really, really, really deathly sick animals come in.
Yeah.
And they would come into sick bay. And, you know, I was there long enough that, you know, every week I'd be going in there getting a kitten or a puppy or a dog or a cat and bringing it out because we had nursed it back to health and brought it from this little helpless, hopeless looking thing into a cat that would meow your head off.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I loved it.
It does make us feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To volunteer, to give of ourselves. They told me to give what was so good, what was so truly good. And I think about my recovery and all the things that people have given me, the care and the love and the time. And that's what I'm doing. Yeah, Roger.
Usually, it's one love that you can't get away from, and this is what you're recovering from.
Yeah.
That love. So everything else and everything takes a backside to it. Now, we was at the men's retreat, and something that Daniel said that kind of set into me. I have to get out of my comfort zone. I don't even know about kittens, cats, or whatever, or being one of these, good humane society kind of volunteering types. I don't know. I mean, I'm a monetary, madman, and I want what I want when I want it. And this is maybe not what I want, but I don't even want to try to see if I want it because I don't have the same energy towards what I went there to get my favorite object. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it was there and I knew how to get it. Everything else came behind all that. I mean, even if to talk about it, I'm like, come on. Can we go on to you get to the thing?
Yeah.
You know? So I push myself. I get out of my comfort zone. I go out. And I know some people. I met some people. And they ain't even tried to get the gizmo or gadget. You know what I mean? They are telling me about something else to get involved with.
Yeah.
And I just don't make time.
But I know you give to people. I know you are caring and kind. Because I know you share what you have.
This is why I got to get back. You know? Just the whole thing about getting out of my comfort zone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I'm comfortable with will make my day go, I think, perfect. You know what I'm saying? And ought to, you know what I'm saying, doing the things that, I pretty much raised this way. Come on. So why am I doing it? You know, I don't came across these people before. So why am I ignoring them? You know? It might, get me out of have to concentrate so much on just my recovery. Sometimes it'll give me a whole new effort to step forward to do something. And I'm not even looking for monetary gain. I'm not even looking for a pat on the back accolade.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for all that. I'm just looking for the enjoyment that I feel and I'm being a part of. I'm being a part of.
Yes.
That's all.
Oh, that's beautiful.
See,
that's beautiful.
And I understand completely why certain people end up being that way, to where it's fundamentally based on monetary gain.
Yeah.
And that is because money is a social construct.
Yeah.
It's taught to us all the way as little kids that, oh, well, you want this ice cream cone, you have to have money for it.
Yeah.
And so when you're raised in that type of society, of course you're going to want money, because you're going to want what you want, and you can't get it unless you have money.
Right.
So, I mean, that's when you have to go back to, the understanding of, in my opinion at least, the way that I view and look at it is, at one point in time, there was no such thing as currency or money. Yeah. And what did people do back then? They bartered.
Right.
You need four eggs. I need a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
That's the same thing as volunteering.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
That connection.
Yeah.
By giving back.
But the thing is, we label. What kind of people I want to be around? I want to be around some broke ass people, or do I want to be around these rich people?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm determined on types of people now. And that ain't how it's supposed to go. I don't think in a godly type way. Yeah. We're supposed to choose what type people are the best people to be.
Yeah. Well, because we can't go on the outside of the book. What people look like, or how they even how they interact with us. Because I have met some of the most amazing people that the world has thrown away.
Yeah.
That the world has thrown away. I want quality, not quantity. But I want to be able to have like 5 folks. Because if A person can't do it, they're working. I want B person. B person has COVID. Oh crap! I need the 3rd person. 3rd person isn't home. I can't get a hold of them. I need the 4th person, the 5th person, and then the 1 line. If you can't get anybody, because we're here for you. We're here for you. So when we give back, it does make us feel better. But we do have to put our recovery first. We've got to put our recovery before anyone. And that's the key. I always heard that whatever you put before your sobriety, your recovery, you lose second. Right? Because first we had to think because first we lose our recovery and then we lose all those good things. Who we got in the house today? We got Kim. We got Darlene. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see who else we got. Darlene says, I've gotten comfortable watching recovery on my phone. I need to get back to meetings and being a part of. You need to get your butt over here, Darlene. Am I right? Well, okay, anyway. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun in recovery.
Can I say one last thing and then I'm going to be done because I know I'm talking your head off.
Have fun in recovery?
I know, isn't that crazy?
One of my biggest beliefs that I've always had is that the only currency that truly matters is happiness, because with happiness you can be the richest man or woman on earth and have absolutely no money. So that's always been my belief. I'm done now.
Absolutely. I know people that have homes in the richest, they have houses in the richest neighborhoods, but they don't have homes. You know, a home is a place for your family. It's not necessarily what you get with money.
Yep.
You know, money, it is happiness. That's our purpose. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and put worth to friendship, to loyalty. This is, it value to it. You know, thing is, I noticed the value that I have in that person about me in 5 seconds. You know, the thing is, I don't take the time to look at this person and say to them, you know, hey, you see me? Guess what? You'll see me again.
Yeah.
Because they see me that day and won't see me never again because they don't have no value for me.
Yes. And when we value ourselves, it helps other people value us. But you're right, some people look at us and see
Don't see
what
us.
we used to be or don't see us at all.
Mhm.
One of the greatest gifts we can give someone is seeing and hearing. Seeing and hearing someone. Us who haven't been seen or heard for. I remember in the beginning, our director, Sri Carrico, was the first person to see me as somebody who could recover from mental illness. And I love that because she was the first person who gave me hope. And I will forever be grateful. But we do have to be careful what we put out. I can't put out more energy than I have. I can't give out of my own. Does that make sense? If I need to hold on to my energy just to get through the day, I need to do that. But I guarantee you, when we give to others, it increases us. It does. You know that, the feeling.
Yeah. I mean, how rewarding it is. Don't be dismissed. I mean, or don't be cut off, or don't be one up. Don't be all these things that we struggle in our traumas because we don't receive it so much.
Yes.
So, of course, it's going to be an odd way people see us because we're avoiding our trauma.
Yes.
We are actually trying to get away from our trauma. We don't want them to see it. We want them to see something else and thinking that's what it is. But it's like Aaron said something. He said, well, somebody said something to me. He said, hey, that Rodney. I said, oh, that's Rodney. But he knows who I am.
Yes.
I mean, he took the time to really and validates it.
Yes.
For me on my account. I mean, I did not know in me that I could create something good in someone else, into my youngin.
Yeah.
They said, I think, no, I know I would miss you.
Yeah.
So I was marrying people's lives and did not even know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
This,
Finish.
this conversation keeps it's almost like a flag keeps popping up in my head talking about not being dismissed and being heard.
Yes.
And it might possibly be because I was a past foster kid, but it keeps bringing me back to all these children and young adults and teenagers who are in the system who are strictly judged 100% by their case file.
Yes.
And like I experienced that from 11 years old to 18 years old. It didn't matter who I was as a person or how I had changed over the years, because as long as my file said that I was the same as 11, that's who I was to them. That's who I was to the state. That's who I was to whoever I was living with.
Yeah.
And so, like, I can tell you, 18, when I moved out, even though I came back, it was totally different.
Yeah.
But once I turned 18 and I went out into the world, oh my gosh, after so many years of being closed off from being able to be accepted as who I was, being, understood that that's who I am,
Yeah.
as people learning who I am, not looking at a piece of paper and it saying, oh, this and that and this and that, but them learning me
Yes.
as who I was, it was so overwhelmingly just not charismatic. Can't think of the word. It was overjoyful.
Yes.
It was extremely overjoyful.
Yes. That, sometimes people don't understand when they read our charts. My chart's like this big. Right?
Man, got
Got
second
every
volumes.
They see
Other
us
volumes.
on the worst day of our lives. Because that's when I went in to get help. So they wrote down all this stuff about what was wrong with me. We're going to talk about strengths here. What was wrong with me. And if you read my chart, it ain't going to be good. You're not going to treat me the same way. That's why here at Promise Resource Network, we don't talk about diagnosis. We don't read no charts. We don't do anything like that. We don't read no charts. We don't read any charts. And you come to us as you. We don't talk about, we talk about putting the person first. Knowing people's names, hearing them, sitting beside them and just being quiet. Whatever it takes is what we want to do here. Is what we want to do here. We want to meet everybody where they are, and who they are is the most critical thing. Right? If I don't know who you are, it doesn't matter what I think. Right? Because I'm judging you on your worst day. And that is so unfair. That is so unfair and limiting to me. Right? I can begin to believe that story. And it's a lie because I'm more.
Yeah.
I'm more than my chart.
Yeah.
I'm a hell of a lot more than my chart. And as recovery goes on and on and on and on, I get so far away from that worst thing. I see me now. See who I am. Caring, kindness, giving, and service are critical. Yes, right.
And what we was talking about, what they was talking about on the ride over to Hickory, and they was talking about how the law looks at us. They always try to pigeonhole us and it's like either for, just by maybe, you know what I'm saying? And this isn't law to that,
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe let's go back to Stockholm syndrome. You know what I mean? Be in love with your captors.
Yeah.
You are trapped, and you in love with the people that's trapping you.
This is my captive. This is my prison.
Exactly. You know, and the thing is, these are little things and everything that happen through history, and they have no template. And I was asked to be a guinea pig. I'm not talking. But anyway, I was asked to be a guinea pig because I was locked up in jail this time. And the, the shrink said, no, I always deal with Cooper, but this is a new guy. He was with Cooper. And he said, Rodney, you know what? You done changed behavior. I said, what the? I said, oh, so you categorize my behavior? I mean, and Cooper, he put his head down and he come and talk. Do not, I bet he was like, do not edge Rodney on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my behavior is not, I don't think I got volumes and chapters of chapters of chapters, and then other volumes and another chapters of my behavior, because that's never the same. They don't know all the shit that I had to fucking have to deal with, and all they can see is just a few. Because this is what the law says. That this is what we focus on. Right. So, it's other things, what I'm saying, to answer something. So this right here should be an open, kind of feel, an open kind of thing, because we haven't even discovered some of the things that's happening in this book, and we can't put a name to it.
Sometimes people put us in boxes.
Exactly, and that's what it is. The law got us in box. That if we ain't there, check him out. Yeah.
Puts us in a box.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes our families, sometimes even our friends put us in a box.
Exactly.
And
this is why I started out.
We gotta keep that box open.
Yeah.
Just open it the hell up. I want to be done with it.
That's what I brought up. Labeling.
Yes.
I can stand that word. I can never stand how people use labels to abuse you.
Yeah. Labels to abuse us. Yes, sir.
I think that one of the biggest things to do with labels and all types of different things is, you have these charts set up and people can sit there and tell you, well, you've done this in your past, you've done this in your past, this is what you've done, why did you do this, and all this. And nobody ever stops and actually asks the most important question for anyone who has trauma or abuse and neglect in their past. What happened that made you this way?
Yes.
What happened to you that made you feel like you had to act out this way, or you had to do these things in your life? That's the most important question you should ask anybody, is what happened? And talk it through. Not sit there and be like, oh, well, you have this diagnosis, you have that diagnosis, this is what's going on. Because then you just get into this whole DSM book list of misdiagnoses.
That big gray book, man, they beat us in the head with that.
Yeah.
I call it a psychiatrist Bible.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. What looking at what's wrong with us instead of what happened doesn't get us there as far as
That's the biggest problem with mental health services right now.
I agree. Okay. Strengths, best quality, and then sharing. Again, studies show that happiness is strongly linked to a certain type of self-knowledge, not self-criticism.
Self-knowledge, not self-criticism.
Yes. The more I know about myself, the stronger I get.
You get.
Right? So if I know my triggers, I get stronger because I can avoid them or adjust to them. I know what to do. So the more I know about myself and what works for me, the better, the more effective I can be in my recovery in choosing beneficial actions. Right? Not good, wrong, bad, moral, immoral. No. Beneficial or non-beneficial. That's all. Does it work for you or doesn't it? That's all it is. Does it work for me or doesn't it? Okay, we got who else we got? We got Holly in the house. All right. Evolving is powerful, she says. Absolutely. As we grow. As we grow.
Think,
But yeah.
oh, the
Go
thing
ahead.
about that is we live with ourselves 24 hours a day, plus 365, 66. Sometimes they fall into the next year. And I said this before, and it's kind of like my mantra, how I meditate. It's not just because that you done said this, it's that I agree to it and I believe it now.
Wow.
I believe it. And that's what I be with myself more than I be with you. So guess what? I call myself that more than you call me.
Somebody said it to us and we believed it. That was profound.
And that just depletes our strength. And it's kryptonite, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, the thing is, we need to develop, our strengths. Because we always defeated by our kryptonite.
Yes.
We need to develop our strengths.
We're socialized by that. You know, you didn't get 93 right. You got 7 wrong. That's what we look at. Because society has told us to look at the negative. You know, and we don't have to do that. Like Ronnie said, look at our strengths, not at our deficits. My strength, I worked with an older gentleman. He was around 65 years old, and he was had some difficulty. And my goal with him when I first came in, I read the goal and it said, "We'll learn to tie his shoes." Okay. Then I looked back. He'd had that goal for 10 years. I was like 10 years. Learn to tie his shoes. And I was like, buy the man some Velcro shoes and let's get on to something he's good at. And build on that. When we build on our strengths, we get stronger. I can identify what I'm good at. Right? Best qualities and share. Self-knowledge and not criticism. And you're right. Somebody said it to me and I believed it. And that created a ridge in my brain.
Right.
I don't know if ridge is the right
It's
word,
like
but
when I was standing in retreat with the men. God said, "How did you know that you was naked?" He told Adam that. This is in Genesis. He said, "Adam, how do you know you naked?" It's the tree of knowledge, And I'm like, fought for God. He made the devil. He made the tree of knowledge. You know what I mean? Come on. These are God fault things. And and God cannot multitask.
Yeah.
Sorry. But he can. I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's what someone sees us and we are ashamed. So we want to be something different. So
Yeah. People put things in our heads that aren't true.
Mm-hmm.
You're stupid. You're ugly. You'll never make it. You are whatever. And that sticks.
yeah.
That sticks. It really does. And I have to figure out a way to shift that. Remember we talked about shifting in the beginning. Flip it. My friend Eric is. And I love that. Because it's a complete flip. I can tell myself I'm stupid more than you can. And you're right, Rodney. It has a bigger impact when I say it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I believe
Because
it.
I say it over and over again.
And I
Because I
believe
believe it.
Because I
You're
believe
right. I believe the lie. I believe the lie.
Shannon,
Yes, sir.
you
Nice and loud.
yeah, you touched me today. But when you said that you worked with the older gentleman,
Uh-huh.
I walked from 1210 Tryon, the men's shelter, down Central Avenue to here this
Wow.
morning. And you said when you worked with the older gentleman, he was 65. I turned 65 today.
Today?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Mom. But I'm not going to hold you again. I'm not going to hold it against you. Talk about that old man.
Did I say old?
Yeah, you said I worked with. Oh no, you said I worked with an older gentleman.
An older
And he
gentleman.
was
Okay,
65
that's
years
much
old.
nicer than
Yeah,
working
man,
with some
come on.
old
I'm
man.
making you know I'm
Take
joking.
that personally. won't you?
Now, you know what? I need an anger management course right now.
Oh, well, you're in the
stripping,
right place.
stripping yourself. Yeah, don't let that be your kryptonite. Someone calls you old.
That's right.
That's just a label. It's just
We
a
gotta
label.
find our strengths.
Right. Gotta
We
find
gotta
our
find our
strengths.
strengths and build on them.
Yeah.
It was a joke to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I turned it into a joke.
Well, I know one thing that I personally have had therapists teach me over and over again through the years is, with how what you say to yourself can damage or benefit you more
Yes.
than what other people say. When I was struggling with self-esteem issues and how I looked and how I talked and all
Yeah.
that, they always told me, they said, 15 minutes a day, once or twice a day, go to your bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror, and tell yourself what you should be hearing.
Wow.
Look at yourself directly in the eyes in the mirror and tell yourself you're worth what you see your worth as.
Ooh.
You're an amazing person. You're very articulate. You know how to get things done, and you get them done, whether it's for you or other people.
Yeah.
And I started doing that, and it completely changed. It completely changed how I felt about myself and how I viewed myself. And that's why I know, like Rodney had said, you are way more likely to believe what you think of yourself
Yeah.
than what other people say.
Absolutely.
And
You gotta be careful. Go ahead, Peter.
it's ironic because from the moment I sat down here to right now, everything that you've been talking about, everybody in here, so I read it in a chapter this morning. It's just
It
unreal.
must
Man.
be your message.
Yeah. It's it's just ironic. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. Always
No.
happens to me.
Yeah, it's
It just happens.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm reading, whatever I'm seeking, I do find it.
But it just amazes me that since I sat down, everything that you've talked about, this book that I'm reading, it was in a chapter that I read this morning about uh, uh, volunteering to doing certain things. Don't think of yourself as a certain way. For me, it's a spiritual something.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual.
We get what we need. I truly believe that, and we give what we have. I know that for each and every one of us.
And the
We
last
get what we have.
The last time I was here was in March. And when I came to PRN, which was at the old place,
Yeah.
gave me a bus ticket to go home. I hadn't been here since I made it to the,
We got you, buddy.
yeah, I love this place.
I love this place too.
Yeah, it's done a lot for me.
All right, last one because we're running out of time.
Okay.
My favorite: optimism and gratitude. Happy people manage to find opportunities even in difficult or negative situations.
Man.
In difficult or negative situations, we can find gratitude. That's a tough one. That's a tough one because some of the things we experience, it's hard to find the good in it. If nothing else, I can say I'm getting stronger. I'm getting stronger. When I get through this crap, I'm able to do something that I wasn't able to do before. Something that I need. When I can find gratitude in day-to-day things, it helps me so much. It helps me so much. What we got in the house, evolving is powerful. Holly said, Jessica, yes, look at the strengths, not the negative. Some I've had issues with. Absolutely. I've had issues with that too, so don't feel like you're out there alone. Most definitely. We're not just a label, Jessica said. We are worth it. I love it. Bonnie says to extinguish the negative, repeating positive self-affirmations on purpose are vital until we believe those things about ourselves. Love this discussion.
Something my father used to say all the damn time. Hey, I'm prepared for peace. For time of war. So we got prepared.
Yeah.
We have to get prepared. And I know that's like the Boy Scout. And I was one. I ain't hitting on them. But anyway, I'm preparing for my peace.
Yes.
I'm preparing right now. I'm doing that. I'm going out, doing the footwork. I'm making the trail so someone else can see my path towards where I'm going or where I'm at.
Finding gratitude in our travels, finding gratitude in our journey. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And knowing, I love that, Rodney. Knowing that somebody follows us. We are in recovery now and we're grown. People look at us. People watch us. People want to know how to get this thing we got. The greatest thing we can do to help someone into recovery is be happy. Because everybody wants happiness. And if I can be happy,
I thought of that
day
yesterday,
to
you know,
day,
when I was tagging. Yeah, I thought of that yesterday. I have to leave a trail, breadcrumbs, whatever. And I used to tell that to Belinda. You leave breadcrumbs. I already know where you're at, Hansel.
there you go.
Well, I used to
You
call her.
leave breadcrumbs
She called me
for
Gretel.
people.
But anyway, this is the thing. It started just for me. And this is my way. I told you, I feel like I'm beholding on something. I got to give back. I mean, it's just too much someone done gave me. And you know, if I don't give it away, I can't keep it.
You're right. You're
So
right. If I don't give it
I'm
away, I
sorry
can't.
throwing slogans, but yeah,
And no, those are good. Those things got me. Those mantras. First things first. Easy does it.
right.
Right. Those things that I say to myself. Let me go back to that. Are critical. And when I can say I'm thankful, man, that goes on. Because that cuts through a lot of crap. It really does. Gratitude is my greatest weapon in this war in recovery. I battle myself every day. I battle the world every day. And I want to be strong enough to do the deal. And gratitude is one of my greatest weapons.
One thing that I always try to make sure of is that a lot of people always stop at what you said earlier. A lot of people stop at the sentence, I want happiness.
Yes.
But it doesn't end there. It ends at, I deserve happiness.
Ooh, I deserve what I get today, what I deserve.
Because,
Absolutely.
like you said earlier, too, well, you're born worthy of whatever you know that you deserve.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves happiness,
Yes.
and that makes you worthy of anything that you want to accomplish.
Yep.
If you believe it, so shall it be.
What
Well, okay.
the one label I hate is desserts. Uh, it's a gift that you give yourself.
Ooh,
Ain't it better? A gift.
Give yourself-
It's like respect. You can't earn it. You can't even pay for it. Someone gives you that gift. Gives it to you.
Ooh, I like that. You on fire today.
You don't deserve happiness. That's your gift.
Ooh, I love it. It is my gift of being human, of being born into this world. I have the right to be happy. No one can take that away from me. If I do the things that work for me, if I get into gratitude. Let me read the rest of these because we're running out of time. But let's see, what else? Spirituality, religion, or a higher power things to help us make happy. Exercise, it says here, I don't know about that. Physical health, nutrition. Okay, I got sleep and exercise. You're an exerciser, Alan. Does it help?
Yeah, when I go and I get a good workout and do the hydro massage bed, I always feel better
Yeah.
when I leave. You know, when I reach over my body's telling me, get the rest of the gym.
Yeah.
Lately I've been so low on energy and health issues. But you know,
taking care of ourselves physically is critical. Because in the same way, what feeds me spiritually, I got to be careful what I feed myself physically. Goals, hobbies, and flow. I like that. Whatever it is, it should be something that challenges you, something you can work and seek to master. It should be something that when we do it, we get into the groove and experience the joy of the flow. Anybody ever got to something and you're just like, oh, and the time goes so quickly, right? Getting into the flow of it. I'm so glad y'all were with us today. We've got another couple of comments. Sorry, folks, I can't read. But Jessica says that, and I appreciate that. Holly says, awesome, beautiful people. My grumbling tongue is calling me. Okay. Well, our time is up, so that's calling us. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for everybody that participated online and here live. And it's a good day. It's a good day. Be grateful today. It's our greatest way. Be happy. So, you're worthy. Thank you, everyone. And we will see you next week, 10 o'clock on Monday.